Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to integrate GIFs into your app, like how to integrate the Tenor API from Google to display any kind of GIF or GIF inside your native Android application. So let's get started on how to do that. Okay guys, so let's get started. So first what I have done is that I have created a native Android project using Android Studio. I am using XML layout like empty views project, but if you want you can create an empty compose project as well. Use Jetpack Compose if you want to. Then we will have to firstly require the API key as well as the client ID. To get that, we will first have to go to Google Cloud Console. So just log on to Google Cloud Console. Just click on create project. Then here you can give your project whatever name you feel like. I'll just click on create. Now this will take a little bit of time, so be patient. Okay, once the project is created, just click on select project. Then here you will have to go to API and services, go to library, and here you will have to search for Tenor. So this is the API which will help us to integrate GIF inside our applications. So just go over here, and this is a free API, so don't worry about it. Just click enable. Okay, it is enable for me. Then I require the API key, so for that you can just go to this particular documentation of Tenor and scroll down, and here you can select the get Tenor API key. Click on this particular button. Okay, so I'll just click on this particular button. I will select my project and I will just say yes. I'll click on next. I will click on show key. I will copy this key inside my project. Okay, next I'll just click on done. Then again go back to your Google Cloud Console. Here you will have to click on OAuth consent screen, click external, click create. You can give your app whatever you feel like. The app name, my app. I will enter my support ID and I will scroll down, and here I will again enter my email ID. I'll click on save and continue. Then here I don't need to add anything, just click on save and continue. Again save and continue. Yeah, I think that should be it. Just click on go back to dashboard, and here you can click on publish app. Alright, then go to credentials, click create credentials, OAuth client ID, select Android. So I will just check get the package name from my Android project. So if I just go to build.gradle, this is the package name. I'll copy it and I'll paste it over here. Now for getting the SHA-1 certificate, there are two ways. So for debug SHA-1 certificate, you can either run this particular command or just run this command inside your terminal of Android Studio. But for release I would recommend you to use this one. But here for release you will have to change the debug key store to release key store, like wherever the path is, wherever you have saved inside your local laptop or PC. This should be your release key name, alias name, sorry. This should be your release store password, and this should be your release key password. But for now I will just use this command, given that we are just doing it for debug mode. So I'll quickly run this command and it should give us the SHA-1 certificate for us. So if I scroll up, here you can see. So I'll just copy this SHA-1 certificate. Again, make sure you are inside the variant debug, config debug as well. Sometimes this debug android test, you might be confused and you might copy this one. Sometimes I have noticed that it is different, but for now it is same for me. But mostly make sure you copy it from the right SHA-1 certificate, because there are multiple SHA-1 certificates. So I'll just paste it over here. I'll click on, okay, I think there is an extra space. Okay, so I'll just click on create. So this is created. I'll click on OK. Then I will click on create credentials again, OAuth client ID, and select web application. So this is the important part. The web application will give us the actual client secret. So I'll just click on create and just copy this client secret. Okay, all right, I'll just paste the client secret inside my app as well. Now if you go to the Tenor documentation, here you can see that they tell you how to search for different GIFs. So this is the REST API which we will have to fire. We'll just have to change the API key as well as the client key with what we have. So if you are implementing search, you can use this particular API. So we will be using this particular API, and here instead of excited we can write whatever keyword you want related to the GIF which you want. But there are some other APIs as well, like implement share events. Okay, then enhance search. If you want, that the best is to display a clean box after search box. Okay, so here you can display the list of GIF categories. So for that you can use I think this one as well. So it fetches the Tenor categories, and then once the user has selected the categories, inside that then you can search for specific GIFs. But yeah, something like this you can use. So there are these are all the APIs, but here we will just use the first one. Okay, so just copy it. I'll show it inside Postman firstly for you. So what I'll do is I'll copy this API key and I'll paste it over here, and then this client secret or client key, and I'll paste it over here. Okay, and here the like the query is for smile. If I send, here you can see now here it gives a different media format like WebP, but we want this I think no, not MP4, not WebM, nano WebM. So GIF preview, no, it is PNG. I think this is a GIF file, but I think there was one more GIF file which I am looking for. Let's see, I am able to find it or not. Tiny GIF, yeah. So this mostly make use of this, because this is as the name suggests, it is extremely tiny, and you can like if the user is on like on mobile network, then also they should be able to see your GIF pretty fast, right? So here you can use there are multiple parameters, like they provide an MP4 file as well, like they provide a PNG as well, they provide GIF as well. So use whatever makes sense to you. So if I just copy one of this and paste it over here, here you can see this is the smile emoji, smile GIF. Let's try one more. Okay, don't use this direct GIF. I think we should use this tiny GIF only. Let's see, is this the same one or what? Let's see. Okay, so this is the different one. So now what we'll do is we will integrate this inside an Android application, and I will show you the code for it. Okay, so next I will quickly explain you the native Android application code, and at the very end I will show you the output. So first here you can see this is my native Android application. I am using XML layout, but if you want you can use Jetpack Compose as well. And the first thing is, given that I have already shown you there would be a list of GIFs, that's why I will be just integrating, like I will be showing all those GIF inside a recycler view. Firstly, inside activity underscore main I have taken one recycler view, an ID of recycler view. Width and height is 0 dp, and I'm constraining it to all the sides so that it occupies the entire width and height, and it is constrained all the side. And in layout manager I have taken staggered grid layout manager, but if you want you can use linear layout as well, and that's why the span count is 2, given that it is staggered grid. You can also take grid layout manager, up to your choice. Then I'll come back to my build.gradle.kts. Here firstly I have included dependencies for retrofit as well as JSON, and we also require dependencies from coil and coil GIF because we want to display the GIF as well, right? That's why we require this dependency. Retrofit and JSON is for calling that API which I have shown you in Postman. Then I have created one I'll also show you the libs.versions.toml. so here you will have to add retrofit over here, and here you can see I've added coil and coil GIF. Okay, just a second. JSON. Okay, so here if I scroll down, this is the coil and coil GIF dependency which I have added, and this is the converted JSON dependency for retrofit, and this is the retrofit dependency. Make sure you add all of this and then just click on sync now. It will download all the dependencies for you. Once that is done, the next thing is you will have to create this interface class. So these are all the imports. So basically it would be a get request, right? And this is the base URL I will show you where I have kept it later, but this is this is how the API endpoint looks like. It takes a query parameter of what exact string you want to search the GIFs from, and the API key, client key, as well as the limit. So these are all things we will pass through it. Next, I have created a response class as well. Now like I shown you the response in the Postman, like it is a very big response. I don't care about all those parameters. So firstly we will get a results key, JSON key, as a list of data, right? Inside that I'm only interested in media format. I have ignored all the other key parameters, but if you want you can use it accordingly to however you feel like. Then inside media format I'm only interested in tiny GIF key. So this key should match the JSON key which we had inside our Postman. And here you can see I have created another class called myTinyGIF because this TinyGIF also has a JSON object, and inside that I'm only interested in URL. So play around with this, like use whatever makes sense to you. I have kept it extremely simple. Next, I have also created how each item of our recycler view looks like. So I have just taken one image view with a wrap content and wrap height, wrap content width and wrap content height, and I have given it some ID as well, because recycler views an adapter, and inside that adapter we will be setting this particular layout. Next, I have created this custom adapter class, okay, which will be called from recycler view. So these are all the imports. It takes list of my GIF data which we had created in my response class. It also takes one context, and this is boilerplate code. The context is required because to display GIF, coil requires an image loader. Here you can see the context is required. So this is how we are creating this image loader. Then I have created our view holder as well. So here we are initializing our image view, and inside on create view holder we just initialize our row item, and inside on bind view holder we just pass this tiny GIF URL, okay, and pass our image loader as well. So this is how we display inside an image view. And here we just call get item count, pass our size. All right, next, inside Android manifest, don't forget this internet permission. And next, coming back to the last part here, so these are all the imports which you can just copy paste it. Okay, and here then I have created this recycler view. I have created our OK HTTP client as well, connection timeout 3. So basically you might use a dagger hilt for this, but yeah, I have kept things simple. I don't want to use that, but typically this is not a good practice. You should use some kind of dependency injection and should not directly instantiate this stuff. But anyways, for this simple example it is fine. Then we are creating our retrofit builder. So this is our base URL, okay, and adding the converter factory. Here we are creating our recycler view. Then I'm just launching one coroutine. Inside that we just call this GIF method which we have defined. So the first was query, so based on this you will get your GIF. This should be your API key. I have already told you how to get that. This is your client key and this is the limit, and then we just create our adapter. Whatever results we get, we pass it to our custom adapter, and here we assign our adapter to a recycler view. So here you can see these are all the results for smile. That's what we are showing. I don't know why this is suddenly blank, the left hand side. Maybe I did something wrong. Okay, so it is still loading. Okay, so it was still loading, that's why it took little bit of time. Given that it is a staggered grid, and given that there are a lot of GIFs, it is still loading. Yeah, but anyways, this is how the output is. If you want, I can add. So suppose I want to search from fake smile. Here I have just hard coded this query, but in your case maybe you can give the user a search bar as well, and inside that the user can type it, and based on that you can render it accordingly. So it's up to you. So let's see how the output looks like for fake smile. So here you can see these are all the results. Again it is taking a little bit of time to load. That's why the left hand side is looking, left hand side only has one image. Hopefully I don't know. Okay, yeah, now it is showing all the images. So it does take a little bit of time to get all those GIFs, because there are a lot of GIFs. So here you can see these are all the output. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.